Hi, in this week's gear guide, what I'm going to be doing is going through my workflow and showing you the basic computer equipment that I use. This is not the camera equipment, it's the stuff that I do when I get back to the office or back to home. And I'm here at home at the moment and I'm going to go through everything that I use in the field, starting with the cards. So here we have a whole bunch of CF cards and SD cards, and as Matt said on the last video, we need to make sure that these are really good quality and we have enough of them so that when we're on a project we don't have to offload from these cards. That means it's an extra backup for when we get home. So this is the first backup I have. The other thing that I have is that I bring with me drives for the field. Now these are ruggedized drives, which means that they have plastic around them or rubber around them. It means that if I drop them, that they're probably going to withstand whatever I do. So while I'm on a shoot, I will back everything up twice. It will be on my CF cards and my SD cards, but it'll also be on these ruggedized drives, and I try to keep them in separate places. And then once I get back, these ruggedized drives just go for backup. I leave them in a safe place, and then I use this reader to bring the stuff onto my various drives that I'm going to work with. Now, when I'm working on a project, I have a project drive. Let me bring these up. Again, these are ruggedized, but I use these as project drives for each of my projects. Now, these aren't quite as strong as the other ones. Also, they're USB 3, which means they're much faster. Now, each project that I do, I will put onto one of these drives until the project is finished, at which case I can make it free to do another project. So these are my project drives, and they contain all the media, all the photography, all the audio, and all the video that I've done for each project. Okay, so the basic workflow is once I've got it onto my project drives, once I've got my project onto my project drives, I come onto my computer to start the editing process. Now, as you can see all around here, I have a story that I'm currently working on. Now, this is a self-narrative, a first-person narrative, which means there's no voiceover, there's no me in the story. And what I've done is I have about an hour's interview that I've cut up and created the story that I want to edit and put onto the timeline. And the next thing to do is to get all of the project onto my computer. Now remember, the media at the moment resides on my project drive, but I also like to back up everything on this drive here. This drive at the back here is a huge 2 terabyte drive that I keep all the current projects that I haven't finished on as an extra backup. Now this is just to back it up. So again, I'm backing up, backing up, backing up. This is from bad experiences. But when I'm working, I like to take it off the project drive and put it onto my computer drive because I have a solid state hard drive, which is much faster than these spinning disks, also more secure. And this is the current project that I'm working on now. Now, when I'm at my office, I like to have 2 screens, one with the script on one side and one with the project that I'm working on. But I'm at home right now, so I'm just working off my laptop. Okay, so as I'm working, I bring my video media and my audio into the project file on the computer. And as you can see in this one here, I have all the media. These are the audio files. This is all the video files that I have for this project. And I'm starting to lay it out on the timeline. Now with my photography, I like to use Photo Mechanic. And as we said in the last video, that we have lots of different ways of doing this. Photo Mechanic is a great way for me to very quickly click on a project. This is a different one that I've done recently, and I can flip through them and I can mark them very quickly, the ones that I want to use. Let me just come out of that. Now, once I've marked, these are all raw files. Once I've marked them, I can then move into Lightroom. I bring them into Lightroom, and in Lightroom I can start developing the pictures that I specifically want to work on. These are what I call my positives, and from those I will export them, and then they will all go onto a positives drive, which is here. So the positives drives here has all my final media, my final videos and my final pictures as well. And this comes into here. The pictures will be in JPEG format at that. All the original media will be backed up in my project disk and on here as well. So the other thing that's really important is to have a good pair of headphones. Trying to edit without good headphones is almost impossible to get the sound right. We need closed back headphones and make sure obviously they're plugged in to the computer that you're working on. Okay, so let me just go through the process so far. So I start off by shooting everything on my SD cards here and CF cards, depending on what camera I'm using. I back everything up onto my ruggedized travel drives that I take with me when I'm on shoots, so that I have 2 copies of everything when I'm out traveling. Once I come back, I put each project onto a project drive where I keep the media, and I also back it up onto this drive in the back here. So I have 2 copies of it on the project drive and on here. When I come to actually edit the project, when I'm in editing mode, once I've done my script and got everything ready, I will then bring the project also onto my computer. And on the computer, I'll have all of the media there which I'm going to edit from, because I have a solid state hard drive here that's going to be faster. Once I have edited it and it's finished, I'm going to export the positive, the final piece, and I'm going to have a copy onto this drive here. Now I have multiple copies of this drive because it has all of my final pieces on it in different places. One back in the UK, one here. I continually swap them so I don't have it. I don't have any chance of losing these. These also have my positive images, the best pictures. So that just leaves the final project. Once I've finished it and it's been published, what I now need to do is to get all of that media off here into a safe place that I can back it up should I have to come back to it. And this is where I use these raw drives here. This is a filing system that I have using these boxes, and in these boxes I have a whole bunch of raw hard drives. So these are the hard drives that you would buy without any casing on it. And what I do is I take the project, one of these raw hard drives, I place it into this caddy system here, and with the caddy it means that I can put multiple ones into here. I put it into here, and then I take the whole project from my computer. That's all of the audio, all of the video, all of the editing that I've done, so I can go back and re-edit it as well. And I take that whole project and the pictures and I put it onto this hard drive as a project. And then this will come out. Once it's done that, it will come into this filing system and it'll be written on it which projects are on which stories are on which drive. And then I have a whole bunch of these and I will file these away in case I ever have to come back to them. At which point I can delete it from this drive, from my cards, from my travel drives, and from my project drive, and from my computer. And the project is done. And that's my basic workflow.